Hi there, my name's John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text, we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the fourth Sunday in Lent, and we're looking at the Gospel lesson again, and this is out of John's Gospel, the third chapter, and you probably already know the verse I'm going to emphasize in my emphatic way. I don't know. Anyway, when I read John 3:16, "For God so loved the world," I'm reminded of what Martin Luther said about John 3:16. That says it's the gospel in miniature, and I love the fact that in this verse we get this the good news of grace, and the good news of God's love, that God loves the world, and in that, God comes to us in Jesus Christ in the flesh. And so, but this idea of the gospel in miniature, and the thing about miniature, well, the item I'm going to use, the item I'm using is I have on my desk a little miniature Luther. Hey there, hi everybody. Just because that's how Luther sounds, as a miniature Luther. Hello. He probably would say it in German, but I do terrible accents, and I'm not going to put you through that. You probably have heard them at some point. But anyway, miniature. Now, miniatures, they're neat. Now, the Dollar Tree has some miniatures of superheroes. You can, if you've got Legos around, you know that you have a miniature Lego figure. And the beautiful thing about miniatures is that when you look at them, there are particular things that they put in a miniature that make it speak. Here, so some of the things that are important Playmobil, when they made the Luther miniature, they wanted people to know we've got the Bible. And so, because Luther translated the Bible, so that was important for them. You've got the pen and the quill, because he wrote. And then you've got the scholarly cap and the robe where he taught. And so this all of this thing about who Luther was, it's brought down into miniature, and they highlight what they feel are the important things. We might if we make a different miniature of that, it might look differently. But John 3:16, the gospel in miniature, we see the most important things of the good news of grace, and that's God loves the world. God sent Jesus to us. God came to us in Jesus and through Jesus, and was Jesus, and that he died for us, and it's the gospel, it's the good news, it's the entire story in miniature, and we look at and we see the important things. Like, it was important in Luther's story that he translated the Bible to German. It was important that he taught. It was important that he wrote. The gospel in miniature tells us the important things about the good news of grace. So that's the direction I'm going, using that whole phrase of the gospel in miniature. It's just a lovely thing if you can pull out a miniature Lego, Playmobil, and kids relate to it because they've got them. You could even ask them this coming week, if you watch this the Sunday before, to bring their favorite miniature character. So, or you could post that on your Facebook page or send that out to the kids' parents. Anyway, a couple of ideas. I hope they can be a springboard for your own thinking. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.